U.S. Lacrosse presents the 2014 Rule Interpretation DVD.
Thank you for taking the time to learn from this Rules Interpretation DVD. Whether you're an official, coach, or spectator, understanding the rules and enforcing them in a standardized way is a key component to keeping the women's game safe and fun for all of its participants. U.S. Lacrosse is the only organization providing a comprehensive, sport-specific official certification, and it represents the standard of training designed to keep the game safe, fair, and fun. This DVD is just one of the many educational tools that the U.S. Lacrosse Officials Training and Education Program provides to its members. A rule interpretation is merely one component of official certification. Completing the other requirements is essential to standardizing the quality of officiating on the field. A new and exciting partnership with Arbiter Sports this season will allow assigners to see which officials are USL members and which ones have completed their certification requirements. Sign into your USL account to track your progress. Additionally, U.S. Lacrosse, NFHS, and Arbiter Sports are partnering together to bring you an expanded central hub through your Arbiter Sports account. Check out this additional content for continuing up-to-date in-season information. Coaches, administrators, and parents must be good consumers of officiating services and only use those officials who have completed U.S. Lacrosse certification, and demand at least 2 officials on every contest. All lacrosse participants have a responsibility to support the mission of U.S. Lacrosse to inspire participation while protecting the integrity of the sport. Thank you for doing your part, and for all that you give to the game. Good luck in your season.
Major rule changes. Rule 2, Equipment. The ball. Beginning January 1, 2014, the text on the ball must state meets NOCSI standard. If prior to the game it is determined that the home team does not have any NOCSI balls, the game may be played if NOCSI balls are available from the visiting team or other source. The home team shall be assessed a minor foul on the opening draw only. Draw positioning will apply. If no NOCSI balls are available, the game cannot be played. If a ball is discovered during the game that does not meet NOCSI standards, it shall be removed with no penalty. Any goal scored with a non-compliant ball will stand. Other personal equipment. Field players may not wear face masks. Rule 3, Game personnel. Electronic devices may be used during play provided they are not used to communicate with players on the field during live play. They are not used to communicate with coaches not in the team's coaching area, for example, in a press box. Length of halftime. The length of halftime shall be agreed upon by the coaches in the pre-game meeting with officials. The official scorer shall record the timeouts taken by each team. The draw. A maximum of 3 players from each team will be allowed between the restraining lines during the draw. If contact is made with a stick that is being held in a horizontal position, the foul shall be on the player whose stick is in the horizontal position. For example, this could be called on an attacker setting a pick if the contact with her opponent is with a horizontal stick. Defenders making attacker contact with a horizontal stick will also be called for illegal contact. Incidental contact with a horizontal stick while running or moving should not be called. Pushing, forcing through, or charging should still be called on an attack player if it occurs. If the opponent has her stick in a horizontal position, the fouls would be offsetting. Play would resume with a throw. In these clips, number 32, light blue, is working hard to move her feet and stay between the attacker and the goal circle. However, she drops her stick into a horizontal position and makes contact. While this was legal last year, it is no longer allowed. This is illegal contact and the call must be made. In this next clip, number 32 maintains good legal defensive body and stick positioning. At times, her stick does drop into a horizontal position, but no contact appears to be made. This is legal defense. The penalty administration for a foul shall be at the spot of the foul unless directed by rule or the spot of the foul is a disadvantage to the non-offending team. The penalty administration for defensive goal circle fouls other than the illegal deputy has changed. The free position will continue to be taken at the 8-meter mark on the goal line extended. The offending player, except the goalkeeper, will still go 4 meters behind her. The penalty lane above the goal line extended will now be cleared. A goal circle foul by the attack shall be penalized with the ball awarded to the goalkeeper or her deputy in the goal circle, and the offending player is placed 4 meters behind the goal circle. The penalty administration for a major foul by the defense within 8 meters of the goal and in the pie-shaped area between the 8-meter arc and the goal line extended has been simplified. The free position will be taken at the 8-meter hanging hash. The offending player will go 4 meters behind her. Penalty administration for fouls during or after a goal. Any foul committed during the act of shooting or after the goal has scored and before play has restarted will be penalized. All defensive fouls and attack fouls that are not in the act of shooting will result in a free position at center to restart play. All free positions at the center will be administered with the opposing center placed 4 meters away on a 45-degree angle. Attack fouls in the act of shooting, such as charging, dangerous propelling, and dangerous follow-through will result in a free position awarded to the defense no closer than 8 meters to the goal circle. A goal circle violation or dangerous shot by the attack will result in a free position for the goalkeeper. A throw will be taken if there was a slow whistle which ends with an attack foul. The goal will not count. The penalty time for a red card will be 4 minutes for all U.S. lacrosse levels. Pockets may not be attached by looping over the top of the bottom rail or in decorative holes. Officials should look to see that the pocket is strung using dedicated stringing holes. In a continuing attempt to ensure safe and legal play, the Rules Committee has identified 4 points of emphasis. These points are illegal contact and cross-checking, body contact, obstruction of free space to goal, and a continued emphasis on the management of repetitive fouls. Illegal contact now includes but is not limited to contact made with a stick that is being held in a horizontal position. This will be a foul on the player whose stick is in that horizontal position. Holding the stick in this position is not illegal. However, contact made while in this position is illegal. Enforcing this rule promotes a safer environment and clarifies space to which each player is entitled. Offensive players who initiate contact that pushes or displaces the defender should also be called for a foul, which would result in a throw for offsetting fouls. Number 68, light blue, does not establish good defensive positioning with her body, stick, balance, or footwork. She is taking up more space than she's entitled to and leaning on the attacker with her horizontal stick. This is illegal contact and must be called. Watch as number 4 white works extremely hard in the midfield to establish her positioning between the attacker and the goal. She does an excellent job of moving her feet, maintaining her balance, and using her stick to shadow, block, and fill the passing lane. This is solid legal defense. Number 2 blue does a nice job of defending with her stick in the proper position. Notice, however, as she leans and makes contact with her forearm and elbow into the attacker's neck. While watching for stick positioning and contact, don't miss other illegal contact that might occur. This is still a foul and should be called. In this clip, number 8 white is playing great defense with her stick up and in the passing lane. As green rolls to goal, white drops her stick into horizontal positioning, but makes no contact. She becomes illegal when she makes contact with the attacker. This is now a foul and should be flagged. A cross-check occurs when a player uses the cross to hit, push, or displace an opponent. This is a safety issue and must be called immediately. A cross-check that occurs on a defenseless player, in the back or when the play is over, which is excessive or repetitive, must be carded. The defender in this clip makes no attempt to get into legal positioning. She cross-checks the attack player to the ground on the midfield transition. She is correctly carded. With less than a minute left in the game, the attack team is in a stall. Most of the defenders are playing solid, aggressive defense. Then the low defender roughly cross-checks the attacker. There is no attempt for legal play. This should be carded for an excessively rough cross-check or intentional foul. Body contact. No body contact unless deemed incidental shall be allowed by any player on the field. Officials are instructed to pay particular attention to players that gain an advantage by establishing body-to-body contact that does not allow the legal movement by an opponent. While some incidental contact may occur, women's lacrosse is a non-contact sport. Officials need to observe and enforce illegal body contact that may occur in situations such as checking, riding, double teaming, pushing or shoving during picks, on the draw, offensive push-offs, box-outs, and play by the offense and defense around the goal circle. Two players making contact on a ground ball may be incidental provided they are attempting to play the ball and not each other. Number 3 white and number 7 red are attempting to pick up a loose ball. Notice red backing into white while gaining possession. A second white player immediately checks the ball from red's stick and the ball falls to the ground. As red tries to pick up the ball, white illegally displaces her with her hip. While boxing out is legal, displacement and pushing an opponent is not. Either of these body contacts could and should have been called. As the player in white carries the ball behind the goal circle towards the goal area, number 5 red approaches to play her. Red makes illegal contact with her stick as well as her leg. Dangerous play must be called. Here, a light blue player carries the ball behind the goal circle and her opponent shadows her in front. As number 83 light blue attempts to set a pick, number 7 dark blue cross-checks her. Because the lead official is blocked from this play, the C official needs to see this foul. This must be called and a card is strongly recommended. Recognizing illegal play often requires discipline on the part of the official or officials to maintain the proper area of responsibility. It can be easy to lose focus and follow the ball. In this clip, see how off-ball concentration is necessary to see the illegal contact. Yellow passes to a cutting teammate in front of the goal circle. The receiving player immediately has the ball checked out of her cross, and the ball goes to the right. Watch as number 2 yellow retaliates against number 3 blue for the check. This is illegal contact and must be observed and enforced. Obstruction of free space to goal. Offensive players must be allowed to safely take a shot. Conversely, the defense must be allowed to play defense and not be penalized simply because an attacker looks to goal. Officials will consider whether or not the attack has the opportunity to shoot as the focus for making this call, and whether or not she has established a shooting position. This clip illustrates the free space to goal, which is defined by 2 lines from the ball to the outside of the goal circle. This is a great example of the defense staying out of the free space to goal. As number 14 green is approaching the critical scoring area, number 13 white is out of the free space to goal. As green enters the critical scoring area, number 4 white gets her feet ahead with her stick up in the passing lane. At this point, number 13 white is behind her in the free space to goal. However, due to number 4 white's strong defense, green has now turned her back to the goal and she has no opportunity to shoot. No call should be made at this time. After green rolls to her right and switches hands, she now has the opportunity and is looking to shoot. Number 13 white is still in the free space to goal, and the call should be made. Number 5 white receives a pass between the arc and fan and turns to look to goal for a shot. She does not have the opportunity to shoot because there are defenders legally marking her teammate in the free space to goal. She moves to the open space to create opportunity for herself and then shoots safely. No call should be made. Number 6 blue has her back to the goal and has neither the opportunity to nor is looking to shoot. When she faces the net and goes towards goal, she still has no opportunity because there are 2 defenders legally marking her teammate in front of the goal. She also has not switched her hands into a shooting position. As soon as she does, she looks to her right for a pass to a teammate. Obstruction of free space to goal should not be called. Number 15 blue has a free position on the arc. She clearly has the opportunity to shoot. The low defender leads with her stick but also places her body in shooting space. Number 15 shoots and hits her. The defender has obstructed the free space to goal, but the attacker must also shoot safely. She should be carded for dangerous propelling and a throw taken for offsetting fouls. Repetitive fouls. Players or teams committing excessive, repetitive, or intentional fouls must be penalized. Lack of experience and/or poor skills which lead to dangerous play or continuous fouls by different players from a team are no excuse for allowing illegal play to continue. In addition to awarding the opponent a free position, employment of game management skills such as warning and/or carding must be used. Officials need to recognize patterns and upgrade penalties if necessary to establish and maintain a safe playing environment. Watch the green team as they roughly and repetitively foul and consider some management techniques that would be helpful in removing the rough play. As white goes to goal, number 25 green illegally checks her. On the ensuing draw, another green player takes a reckless swipe at number 15 white. 1 minute later, green 25 comes to help on defense in the arc and runs into the white attacker. At this point, the green team has roughly or dangerously fouled 3 times in a minute. Strong consideration should be given for a card. Notice in the second half, this aggressive rough play has not been managed by carding, so the green team will continue to play dangerously until stopped. Rule clarifications. Picks. The use of a pick to free a teammate must be executed correctly to allow for safe play. A legal pick may be stationary or moving. It must allow time and space for the opponent to be able to stop or change direction. Illegal picks set in the midfield during high-speed transitions may be dangerous, and the attack may be carded. If the goalkeeper has the ball within the goal circle and the official has begun the 10-second count, then the goalkeeper's team calls a possession timeout. The official will continue the count from where she left off before play was stopped. However, if the opposing team commits a foul, the original 10-second count is ended. A new 10-second count will begin. Area of concern. The following areas have been identified for additional emphasis to ensure fairness, safety, and ethical behavior. Offensive fouls. Defensive players must be allowed to play defense in legally established stick and body positions. Officials need to pay particular attention to players that gain an advantage by using body-to-body or body-to-stick contact that illegally impedes or moves a player from her defensive position. With the new requirements for stick positioning, the offensive foul should be easier to recognize. Officials must see the illegal contact that is initiated by the attack player and call it. Watch as number 12 White carries the ball down the field and runs into the defense who has legally established her position at the top of the arc. Charging is correctly called because the defense has her stick in a legal defensive position. If the defense did not have her stick in legal position, the offensive foul should still be called in addition to illegal contact by the defender. Offsetting fouls result in a throw. Forcing through. An offensive player should not gain undue advantage by going through double or triple teams while pulling her cross into her sphere or body, thus making a safe check impossible. Nor shall she back into or force her way into a defender who has legally established her positioning. In this first clip, number 6, Dark Blue, pulls her stick into her body and sphere while going through a double team. The defense does not have any opportunity to make a legal play on the stick. This is an offensive foul. In the second clip, the red attacker is moving into the arc through and around 3 white defenders and makes contact with a white defender who falls down. This contact is caused by the attacker as she backed into the white defender who has established her position. This should be called on the offensive player. Sphere. Officials are reminded that defensive players may not reach into or through the sphere of an opponent, and the offense may not hold the cross inside her sphere, making a legal check impossible. In this clip, the defenders are making checks toward the attacker's face, and the crosses are entering the sphere in an unsafe manner. This motion is intimidating and dangerous and should be called at once. Number 18 White runs into a double team and decides not to continue through. However, she never backs out of the space or uses her body to legally shield the cross. She protects the cross by pulling it into her sphere and body, thus making a safe check unavailable. She should be called for cradling in the sphere. All officials are responsible for reading and abiding by the Code of Ethics and Conflict of Interest policies in the Officials Policies Manual. Failure to do so can prompt a grievance procedure, which can adversely affect your official certification and ability to take games. Thank you for watching the 2014 USL Rule Interpretation DVD. Good luck in your season.